afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to the Good News Radio once again. And today is Saturday, the 17th of May. And we have been live since 2 p.m. So do stay tuned with us till 5 p.m. And now we're about to move on to our next segment, which is our Good Volunteer segment. I'm sure this is a segment that everyone looks forward to listen to the amazing volunteers who come to the Foundation of Goodness and volunteer with us, spending their own precious time. So to introduce our two volunteers, I will now hand over and also welcome the founder of the Foundation of Goodness, Kushil Gunasekar.
Good afternoon, Sashikala, and then the rest here, a big audience of youngsters as well. And again, I'm sorry I'm not sounding right, but because I've been under the weather. We have another two super volunteers as we usually do. They are again from England, but before I get to them, I think every week almost we've had, volunteers come by and express their, the work plan and, how they have gone about doing what they do. But before that, it has been, Sashikala, a whirlwind day today, as usual.
I can see, yes.
No different to any other Saturday, but today is somewhat special because we had this lady called Tasha Williams, and she was brought in here by the New Zealand High Commission, by the Deputy High Commissioner Gabriel, and another lady called Mel. She's from the Indian, I think, New Zealand High Commission. The specialty about her is she made it to the Olympics. She had gone to the Commonwealth Games, but she's done multitasking, kind of sports. One thing is she played rugby, she's done powerlifting, she's done weightlifting, then she has done that hammer throw, and then another sport that I couldn't really catch, but this, whatever. Anyway, sorry? Bobsleigh. Okay, whatever. That's the first time I heard it.
So which sport did she go to the Olympics?
I think she went on, is it powerlifting? Yeah, I think powerlifting. Because she's done weightlifting, powerlifting and all of this stuff. So, she's done the Commonwealth Games as well. But what she cherished the most is playing rugby. Called, I think it's, like the Black Ferns, So anyway, she was up here. She actually had about 30 different athletes in her audience, and many of them are ranked number 1 and 2. We had Amasha, who was also the sprint 100 meter ladies champion. We had another boy, Janindu, who was the 110 meter hurdle number 1 in Sri Lanka, and there was javelin. Then there is table tennis ranked, number, the girl who captains the table tennis women's team, Lesania, one who is ranked number 1, Naviru, then the Ake number 17, number 1, and then also last week we had the national age group competition, island-wide, where one of our boys, under 13, he won the backstroke, he's Banul. And then Chamindi Wickramasinghe, by 11 milliseconds, she was second in the breaststroke. So, there was a lot of athletes and they learned a lot. She gave her roadmap, how she worked very hard, went on to represent Olympics and, whatever she did, she actually inspired a lot of the athletes. And, it was a very good session for about 2 hours in the morning. So, they just left, and another group has come. Then, of course, another foreigner is here with us, so I had to escape and run here to welcome both Joel and Louis.
I think that's an amazing opportunity. I mean, how often do you get to listen to Olympian, right? So
yeah, I mean, I think from a good news standpoint, Sashikala, when we built the sports academy, my wish was that at least a few will represent the national teams from different disciplines, and now that has been accomplished beyond my expectations. Definitely. And now I'm chasing for that elusive gold medal.
Olympic
gold medal. May not be in 2028, but maybe in 2032. I don't know. The government also, the Ministry of Sports also will obviously want to have that, one for Sri Lanka. I'm also chasing it, all for Sri Lanka anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm scouting the talent, trying to see whom we can support, which discipline. I'm studying, all of the South Asian region where they have won gold medals and, trying to, so in that context, it is amazing to have volunteers from the University of Hallam.
Yeah.
And
because we had a lot of volunteers from the
university. Yeah, because we have like a understanding and not a written MOU, but still we have a understanding where they have been sending lots of volunteers for about 8 to 10 years. Because I know Professor Harvey Anderson, and he is, also big time into cricket and sports. So to this time, we had actually 3, but this girl, what was her name? Sorry, I forgot. Olivia, yeah. Olivia actually had to leave the next day after she came here. She was also going to be here for a month. Unfortunately, her mother fell ill and she had to rush back. Thankfully she's okay now. But then Joel and Louis have been here. They are both in the same university. Joel is pursuing sports coaching, but he's more onto basketball. And then we have Louis here. He's into more sports management. So I'm working with both to get the best out of their, expertise and what they are following, what they are researching, what they are studying, what they are planning to do. I'm trying to get there. I'm going to tap their brain and have like a brainstorming session strategically to get their feedback, their observations, create a manual, and see where, we can also, because I think, Louis has done something for his football club, Fulham, like a sustainable income generation plan, and he was very keen to see ours, and that's the future. You can't be donor dependent all the time. So having that kind of plan is always, really superb, and he's doing that whilst, Joel is preparing his observations and how to go forward, because every month, sports, the trend changes, different techniques come up, fitness is different, mental toughness is another, prevention of injuries is again a critical area, nutrition, and so many ways that we need to work on. But there's no shortcuts to hard work, and discipline and fitness. So, in that respect, I'm so glad that both of them are here. And yes.
So, sports aside, I think I got the chance to work with Joel for a bit. Unfortunately, not with Louis. And he was just natural in teaching and interacting with the kids. And apparently, in some of the other classes, he was a favorite. And even today, they kept asking, Osanda actually kept asking me to ask him if he can join the class. So, yeah, he's sort of been around and become the favorite in a short time. So I think maybe he's also been enjoying it quite a bit.
So Osanda is right behind.
Yeah.
And then he might, and the 3 of them, Natal is there, Jumana is there, then Osanda is there. I'm sure they're going to ask a lot of questions from them as well as they usually do.
Yes.
I want Tanuja is also.
Yes. Okay. So maybe we can start with...
So we Joel, firstly, we want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to you and Louis for your amazing contribution, especially kind of unasked, and I always say that, when you do something unasked, it's a superior deed of compassion. It's not because, you don't have the time to spare, but, you want to increase your happiness as well. So, and I tell all the time that, you can give money, you can give many other material gifts, but the time you spare cannot be relieved. So in that, from that perspective, I think what you do as volunteers is priceless. So therefore, firstly, many congratulations for coming and doing this. I know just an hour ago we were able to gift you that memorabilia which you have with the 2 certificates, and I always remind the volunteers when they go back, and if they have a bad day, have it by your bedside and look at this and say, look, no matter what, I have done this at my age, and I can be so pleased, proud, and rejoice greatly, seeing what I have done and given up my time for these rural disadvantaged communities. So it's an amazing journey, and I can only wish you nothing but the best. I know you will experience more good fortune. You will succeed greatly, and you will continue to succeed and flourish. So thank you both for coming here. I know I've had many meals with you. Spice has a bit of a problem, but with time I think you're getting used to it. I spent quite a bit of time because which I normally don't get to, but in your case it so happened that there was a lot of holidays as well. The time you came with Vesak and all of that, so I was here and I could interact and also tap their brain into sports management, which was one of my favorites. So here we are. Let's start with Joel, and thank you very much. And I like to ask you your own experience coming here, staying here, observing your engagements, your food, the different culture, land of the smiling people. So what do you?
I think it's really that. It's, as you said, the land of the smiling people. Everyone's been... Okay. It's been exactly that. Everyone in Sri Lanka, everyone I've interacted with, everyone that's helped me, everyone that's been...
I think we'll start from beginning because Mike was playing on it.
Okay. Sri Lanka has been the land of the smiling people over and over again. Everyone has been so kind, so grateful. They've been helping. They've been making sure that I'm okay. They've been never stopping their efforts to make sure that I am in the best way I can be. And in that way, it's really refreshing and energizes me to give back and to make sure that the people that I help are getting the most from me as well. So it's a very two-way thing. I've got to give a shout out to Gurley, who's been looking after me in the sports academy. She's been amazing, making sure that I'm always fed, I'm always fine, I'm always happy. Everyone at sports has been so accepting and appreciative to the point where they ask me what I would like to do, how I would like to help, and then through that I believe I can give them back what I am most passionate about. If I was stuck to a schedule, I believe I'd be less effective. The fact that I've been able to sort of craft my experience has helped, I believe, give back more than if it had been more rigid. Everything's just been incredible, and the experience of coming to a new place, applying what I love from back home in this new place, in a place where much of the industry and the sporting landscape is different, has been wonderful. And I think I'm most proud to work on the coaching development project, because that's something I believe has a lot of room to grow. The coaching development, the coaching education, the appreciation of good coaching. That's, in my opinion, 90% of performance is good coaching from the ground. So it's really inspiring.
Well, you ever scared going down the road?
Many times, many times. But
I think this question is very pertinent because so many accidents have taken place in the recent past, and from a positive angle, we need to change the way it is. And I know many foreigners and volunteers who've been really worried on taking the road, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure tourism is growing in this nation, and we want to also take care of our tourists, not only the tourists but our own Sri Lankans. So this comment, the feedback has come to us on many an occasion, so that's the reason why I asked. But I know you've been going on a lot of tuk-tuk rides, and I'm not sure whether you took the bus, but of course yours could have been a short distance from Srinagamara Ikkaduwa, but that itself must have been an experience. So yes.
Yeah, there's been many things like that with the roads and the climate and the food as well, to be honest. I think we've really just thrown ourselves to it. We've welcomed it, and in that way it's been just a really good experience, a really good learning experience. I think going home, there's going to be things that I will miss. There's going to be things that won't seem normal anymore. But even though the roads can be a little bit scary or things can be a bit different, if you just open yourself to it, then it's all okay. So it's been fun.
But whatever the case, I can tell you, as per my experience of, especially in the last 20 years, working with thousands and thousands of volunteers, that the blessings of your, noble giving, in the ways you know best, will definitely inherit you with, good fortune and lots of, joy to follow, at the perfect art of timing. When you do these things and it goes into the universe, no matter what, even if no one, recognizes or it's let's say, taken stock of or appreciated, the universe has a way of storing it in your bank account, and it's like the credit that you have earned hugely to be giving back at the time when you least expect. So from that standpoint, what you've done is truly remarkable, really praiseworthy, and most admirable. So you'll be blessed in abundance. I know you already mentioned to me that you'll come back again to Sri Lanka at some point in time, so that's a very positive kind of confirmation of the fact that you like the country, you like the people, you like the setup, you like the easygoing way of life. So I'm sure you'll be back at some point in time, and then when you're truly qualified and working in your career, you'll be able to probably give us back some important and valid points. So look forward to your interaction in the future, and many good wishes. So we can now move on to Louis. Right? So Louis is from it's the same university, but he's into more sports management, and that's something is also very critically important to us, because as much as sports coaching is, from an overall sports management plan, he comes handy, because he's looking at from how to manage, how to get the best techniques involved in the management.
And I don't think that's the field that's most talked about in Sri Lanka.
Absolutely. And I think the sports science part people talk a lot about, but sports management is the key.
Yeah, and because we've seen a sports manager, that role is also very pertinent, because we've seen that can make or break players in the recent past.
Well, it brings back a lot of fond memories for me. I've been very privileged to be Muthiah Muralidharan's manager for 24 years now. So I know I haven't had any paper qualification to be his manager, but I think we've both done like a unexplainable partnership of productivity, even not to have a contract between the two of us, and we still stay tuned very much, and still continue that arrangement. So it's been great. But sports, like any other, it's a very big industry, right? It's an industry that sometimes it is incomparable to many other businesses. But it's all about being very honest. There's integrity involved. There is, like trying to, give the player the best kind of platform to launch, ease his mind, take the pressure, because pressure is always a privilege, for champions, as I say, having worked with him closely. But, on a positive note, you never have a good day or a bad day. You have good days and bad days, both. But those are both expiring, and you don't have to really get too disturbed. You can win one day, you can lose the other day. But that is to be equanimous, it helps you to change, understand. Sometimes failing is the very stepping stone. Not sometimes, but most times you raise the bar only when you keep losing, because the hunger for success is also so great. So and you don't have to really get too disturbed. You can win one day, you can lose the other day. But that is to be equanimous, it helps you to change, understand. Sometimes failing is the very stepping stone. Not sometimes, but most times you raise the bar only when you keep losing, because the hunger for success is also so great. So you raise the bar. But Louis, over to you, and let's see what you have to say. And thank you again for being here with us.
Yeah, thank you. And I feel like, because I share passion with myself, I feel like it's made it a lot better experience. Yeah, my experience overall has been amazing. I genuinely don't have much to say about it. Everything so far has been amazing. The one thing I have noticed in Sri Lanka that's a lot different to the UK is the people. The people in Sri Lanka have a lot of time for other people, especially when I'm in and around the village here or in and around the centre. People are always smiling, saying hello. And in the UK, that is not the case at all. You only really speak to people that you know, and I've had conversations while I've been here with people in Hikkaduwa, for example. I've had conversations with them for up to like an hour, just about what I'm doing and things like that. So yeah, I feel like the main benefit of having my uni placement in Sri Lanka is the people. And yeah, I'll really remember it forever, just the way the people treat you, and yeah.
And actually, this is the first time as well you said you've gone out of England and
Europe.
Probably after the UK. Yeah.
Well, first time out of Europe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you visit to Sri Lanka. Obviously, will not be the only time. I know you'll come back because you haven't really explored. Generally, most of the volunteers, when they come, let's say they do it for a month and then they go around for a week and before they fly back. But actually, in your case, you've been working right through, but I think the last few days you want to spend, exploring a little bit of Sri Lanka on the other outskirts, I guess, of Colombo and all of that.
Yeah, for my last few days, which will be the back end of next week, I'm really hoping I can go explore Colombo. And then, as you say, I've not really had time to explore much of Sri Lanka as a whole, but I'm definitely hoping I can come back, maybe even next year. Come back next year and do more volunteering and then go explore more, because I really noticed on the drive here to the village from the airport just how beautiful the country is. Like the greenery is just amazing. So I really hope that I can experience that, even if it's not this trip, definitely in the future.
I think Harvey will be very, very pleased to hear of how your volunteering engagement went by and how much we've contributed and, what we may have benefited. It's a two-way thing. You also enhance your self-worth, because, you know that you, at your age, you were able to give back, to those in, desperate kind of background, and by which they elevated their standards, they enhanced their self-worth. So it's like a two-way thing, and it's always about the compassion, the kindness, the caring and the sharing, that you actually brought, and I know this is a comment that comes from every volunteer, which is very heartening, from a good news standpoint, saying that Sri Lankans are always smiling, very helpful, accommodative, and kind of caring, and that's a very good, credentials to have, as we go along, because I know sometimes when you smile in a country that is fast-paced and running at a speed, they think, what the hell is this guy smiling for? So, but here it's just not one person, the next person and the following person. Everyone starts to, smile and show a warmth of welcome. So that itself is, I think it's like courtesy and to welcome all of you to our nation. And I know there is no one who has not told me that they're not coming back. Everyone, I know many, from your university who's now graduated and then come back, who've come back with doing jobs and still, come and given us a day of their time to, help us with fine-tuning what we have and what we keep rolling out, in the best interest of sports development and management. So I know you also want to know how we manage the entire, the Foundation of Goodness operational plan, which is also interesting. One day we had a chat for about 1.5 hours, and that was also very interesting because that was from a management standpoint, not just the sports but the overall, because it's never easy when you have 22 centers around the country. And now we are opening the 23rd next weekend in the Delft, in the Jaffna, island. Jaffna, sorry, it's an island, but of course it's about 1.5 hours boat ride from Jaffna, and they are one of the most neediest, communities. We're going there, and we have a sponsor, one of our trustees, Dr. Gushwin, is a cardiologist from Perth, and he was very, very keen to open this center and sponsor it. So we are blessed to have him come next week, and then we are going to open that center. So looking forward to it, and it becomes the 23rd. So I want to stop at 20, but looks like it's gone beyond, and more importantly, I think having all of you, like from a volunteering standpoint, and engagement, gives us so much, insight. The value that you bring to the table is truly insightful, because when you are studying, you are researching, you want to succeed in your discipline. So whatever you learn is whatever you're giving us as well. So we as a result are also trending with what is happening now. So when you leave your report, for example, and by the time the next one comes, he or she can pick it up from there, and then the coaches get updated with the know-how and the knowledge of sports management. They are also not, they're not qualified coaches to say. I mean, cricketers, they may have level 1 or level 2, but not many of the others, but they learn on the job. So, but by you coming here and giving them the direction, the purpose, the plan, the techniques, there is their own profile. So that indirectly or directly impacts the athlete. So we are really very, very grateful for the two of you for being here, taking the time. You know, sometimes it could have been very lonely because we are closed on Sunday, Monday, so you've got time off as well. But that's my time, your time. So, but I know you went to the beaches, you had some good times there. The good thing in Sri Lanka is you can actually bathe even at 6 o'clock in the evening or 7, and the water temperature is still about 28 to 30. So, but again, thanks very much for being with us, coming here, and I hope you will go back and create the awareness amongst your colleagues at University of Hallam in Sheffield, and I think that's how even the University of Worcester got involved with us to come here. So if you have anything more to add, Louis and Joel, this is your chance.
Yeah, well, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. First of all, without your hard work making this foundation possible, I would have never had the opportunity to come out and provide the things that I'm providing now. But yeah, the real benefit of the foundation, from my perspective, is that how you can make other people feel. And I've noticed that a lot with, like I said earlier, with Sri Lankan people. Everyone cares for each other and everyone looks out for each other. Even though I'm not from Sri Lanka, when I come here I feel like I'm a part of the community and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to yourself, thank you to everyone that's welcomed me, and yeah.
I think the energy that the two of you also, create or let's say emanate or whatever, is absolutely, it's infectious sometimes, because you motivate and inspire the, athletes that are working with you, they look at you as role models and they want to emulate you, they want to learn English, so it's in many ways, it adds value to how we, navigate and take this roadmap, and there's a lot of hidden talent that we haven't seen in the kids, which is brought up when you all come in, because they want to perform in front of you. They want to show their skills, they'll try different tricks, so, all that is, positive and, kind of good news. So, and the resources that you have also brought. I know you, Joel, wanted to specifically do basketball. Unfortunately, we didn't have basketball, but look at what happened. The two schools, Dharmasro College and I think St. Aloysius College. Or which one? I don't know. You did two schools. Yeah, you did some coaching camps, and they would have never had probably a foreign, like a coach coming to help them out with drills that are currently trending. So all that is, helping others and creating positive action. So we thank you both, and may you both continue to, excel and keep going, and I can tell you, you will definitely rejoice in advancing years for the great work that you've done. You can look back and you can rejoice, as I always say, as young as you are, you can say, okay, I gave it all, and there's nothing more beautiful than going out of your way to help others in need. And I often say this, the hallmark of one's character is to help those who cannot repay the favor. And most times, miracles are just good people with kind hearts.
So I would like to ask Joel, because he was involved with teaching English as well. What was your favorite experience of being in those classes? And was it outside of your comfort zone?
My favourite experience was suddenly the teacher leaving and I had to take the lesson, which was certainly out of my comfort zone. I've never taught English before. I've taught classroom subjects and like different ages in schools in the UK, but I'd never taught English as a foreign language, especially in a language that I myself can't speak. So yeah, when the teacher left, it was all over to me, and I had to think on the fly and I had to plan and deliver something, and it went quite well. The teacher asked me to come back the following week and just deliver a lesson by myself, which was awesome. It was out of my comfort zone, but I think that was exactly what I needed, and it's really reaffirmed. And also preschool was awesome. Preschool was really, really nice. The teachers were amazing, so welcoming, and I really enjoyed it. And I think these experiences have reaffirmed my enjoyment of teaching in general, because the UK, when I was doing a bit of teaching in the UK, working in schools, I didn't really enjoy it, and it was secondary schools, older children, and now I've come here not expecting to enjoy teaching, just coaching. However, working with different ages, different children, different subjects has really reaffirmed my enjoyment of teaching, and I'm more motivated now to go back and teach, but in a slightly different way and for slightly different ages. So it's taught me a lot that I never expected to learn.
So glad to hear that you found the love for your teaching again here at the Foundation of Goodness. And you think it's outside of your comfort zone. From what I hear, it's very much within your comfort zone, because you have been quite a natural. And even at the teachers seminar that day, that teachers meeting, Miss Chandra was saying that he was really nice and really helpful in the class, and so many good comments. So now I think I'll open the floor for our young Good News Radio speakers.
Natalia's gone, I thought.
Yes, Natali had. She finished the segment, so she just had to left. So we will open the floor for any questions.
So Jumana will ask the first question now. Speak loud, please.
Okay, so my first question is to both of you. What's your opinion about the Foundation of Goodness?
Yeah, obviously my opinion of the Foundation of Goodness is that it's just unbelievable. The way Kashil has brought it from the ground up is inspiring, and the work they do for the local people is nothing like I've seen before. And yeah, the main benefit I feel like of the Foundation of Goodness is how it makes people feel. When you walk around the building, the staff, the kids, the adults that are coming for the courses, everyone's happy, everyone's smiling, and there's kind of no way to connect people other than learning, and learning together I feel like is one of the best ways to connect people. Everyone learning the same thing at the same time. So yeah, I feel like the best thing about the Foundation of Goodness is the way it makes people feel.
Yeah, likewise, and I also think that the Foundation of Goodness is as good as it is because it's so broad. It's excellent in a lot of ways, but it doesn't necessarily specialize in one particular thing. It's not just a sports academy, it's not just a adult education establishment, it's so many things in one, which is exactly what I think Sri Lanka really needs, and not just Sri Lanka, lots of places. It needs an organisation who do things across the board, and that's what I think the Foundation of Goodness really excels at, is giving everyone a chance to develop themselves, whether they are children, adults, sporty, not sporty, whether they are, whoever they are, wherever they come from, they have a way to develop themselves, and it's what the community really, really needs around here. So going forward, I think the foundation just needs to make sure they really appreciate that aspect and look at helping Sri Lanka as a whole, which they do, and that's why they're amazing.
Thank you, Jumana. And now we have Osama who will ask his question.
So, you guys said in the foundation of goodness, it is really good, and even every people you see, they smile, they talk, and so you say, do you see things like that in other countries?
Definitely not. I feel like in the UK, because I can only speak from my experience, the size of the cities and the how busy people are, they don't take time for each other at all. But I feel like here, everyone's on the same page. Everyone's working together, and the result of that is that everyone's happy. I'm not saying people aren't happy in the UK, but the outward showing of it and the friendliness and the talking to each other is here is definitely like nothing I've seen before.
Yeah, I think in the West, unfortunately, there is a culture of what can you do for me? How can you help me? Whereas certainly in Sri Lanka, and especially at the foundation, it's what can I do for you? How can I help you? Which in turn helps that person themselves. What people here do is they reach out, they actively try and help other people, knowing that will just make them happy themselves, which is something that we in the West, not just the UK, I think just the West in general, need to take inspiration from. And I think people are much happier when they work for other people for the benefit of that other person and think about themselves less.
Thank you, Osanda, and thank you guys for the beautiful answers. And so we have our next good news young presenter asking a question.
I'm glad that there are so many boys and girls now coming forward.
Right?
Yeah,
so I think the next generation of Sri Lanka's media/radio is set, right?
That's also a positive news
yes.
From a good news standpoint.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
What can you say about our founder of Foundation Goodness, about Kushal sir, and the idea about improvements of Foundation of Goodness?
I didn't set this up.
Yeah, well, me and Kushal have had lots of chats. I feel like I've been very lucky to be able to speak to him for a lot of time, haven't I? We've had a few lunches and dinners together where I've really been able to see how his thoughts are on management, because that's kind of where my passion is. And I feel like because we both share a passion of sports management, I feel like that is a really good opportunity for me to be able to learn off Kushal and things like that. Yeah, and then of course the work Kushal's done is amazing, and I can't say enough how much of a positive impact he's made on the community, for sure.
Everything Kushal does is for the benefit of the foundation. Everything that I hear him say to me, to other people, online, is always feeding back to benefiting the foundation, which I think inspires the people at the foundation to work hard and to not lose sight of developing, rural Sri Lanka. So I think that is very admirable and inspirational. Just applying all of your energy into something good is something that not many people can say that they do. So without Kushal, the foundation in Hikkaduwa, Sinagama, and across the whole country wouldn't be wouldn't be here and wouldn't be, and that means that the foundation, the people the foundation benefit wouldn't have had any help. So it's incredible.
But like you both said, if not for the caring donors globally, the volunteers from so many, different countries, then those who, come to support us with their, different resources have made some amazing impact, without which I would not have been able to go thus far. So, I know it came from a very unprecedented, tragic, unforeseen background, to put us down completely. But that's the way. Sometimes you think your job is over, but that's the time your job begins. So I have to thank the universe, probably for all the good that one does. Universe does recognize in different ways. And that's why I say, think good thoughts, say nice things and do good for others. Eventually they come back. So I'm very happy that, countless number of donors, equally the beneficiaries, and then those who are impacted, our journey in the meanwhile, like, if you take even Sashikala, I always say, she's done 2 years of volunteering, every Saturday, and she comes from Colombo, right? And that's, just imagine how many Saturdays is that, so, into 2, and she's a young girl, married, but still, she has won the heart of the husband to leave him and come on a Saturday to do something even more better than this is blessing for the husband as well.
Yeah, I say, he enjoys his time alone.
But it's also a blessing for him and for you both. I always say that, giving back unconditionally is something that not everyone can do, but you have shown that, like you, so many. Even whether it's Joel and Louis or everyone who's come here and done so much work for us, has been, inspiring us and motivating us to keep going where we are at. But this journey has been nothing short of, magical, plus really pushing beyond human limits.
Yeah, so Kushal, while you're thanking everyone, I think we are all able to do this because you've created this space to do it, and you've created that avenue to do it. So thank you to you, because if not for the space and the avenue, we will not be able to contribute in this manner as well. So thank you so much again to our wonderful volunteers, Joel and Louis. We enjoyed speaking to you today at the Good News Radio, but more so, I think everyone in the community really enjoyed having you here, working with you, and we do hope to see you back sometime soon, hopefully. And thank you very much once again for spending your precious time at the Foundation of Goodness.
And I'm sure as they go back, they'll eat lots of pasta and salads. Which they missed, I'm sure.
Maybe they'll miss the rice and curry too.
Yeah.
Alright everyone, that brings us to the end of the Good Volunteers segment of the Good News Radio. So thank you so much for tuning in and listening to this segment. We had a conversation with 2 of our volunteers, and I think they are about to leave soon. So goodbye to both of them, and thank you for your time spent at the Foundation of Goodness.
From the bottom of our hearts.
From the bottom of
our hearts. For their future well-being,
yes,
happiness and success.
Definitely. And may this experience, may you carry this experience for many years to come. And thank you everyone for tuning into this segment. With that, the time right now is 3:29 p.m. And with that, we will go to a quick song break, and we will be right back with you at the next segment.